and welcome to Table Topics. We're welcoming Leah today with us, and Valentine's Day just passed, so you may have been home thinking, is he or isn't he into me? Well, if you've read the best-selling book or seen the movie which stars just about everyone in Hollywood, then you may have come to the very simple conclusion that maybe he's just not that into you. I love the principle of he's just not that into you because it simplifies something that we love to overcomplicate: relationships. So yes, maybe there are a million reasons why he's kind of into you. Maybe he called you or he texted you or he was really nice to you at the party. But is he that into you? Maybe what he's doing is not enough. What do you guys think about he's just not that into you and that whole relationship philosophy?
Well, I think that oftentimes women or even men settle. And why? Because they're afraid of being lonely. I think we all want to feel loved. And when you want that relationship, you're willing to settle for less than what you deserve. And I know too many, especially girlfriends, who put up with treatment that is just, I think, unacceptable.
I have to kind of take a different point of view and a different sense. I know a lot of boys who I think that the women that they are with deserve to be single, and I think that the women that I know that are single deserve to be with the boys. Like, there seems to be a lot of crazy women who land men and men who love it.
Girls, come on. You know it's true. That thing where you make excuses or reasons because you believe, and Greg Behrendt says this in the book and they really focus on it in the movie, the spark. You felt the spark and you really are loath to let that spark go.
Yeah, and I just think that if you are willing to wait and play games, then really what are you looking for? Because that whole thing of, oh, I'm waiting for the phone to ring, or should I call, or should I just be real? Because ultimately, if you're not real, whatever comes out of that fake, like, you know, text message back and forth and long time guessing, whatever comes out of it will just be something fake as well. Yeah. First of all, I think it's interesting that Sex and the City is now an adjective. It's not just the name of a show, but it's now a lifestyle, and it truly is. I mean, I think we all approach dating in that kind of way. There is an empowerment, but at the end of the day, I'm a traditional girl, and I think a lot of us grew up on fairy tales like Cinderella, Snow White. We still secretly, as much as the press, the media would want us to believe we're all, like, you know, feminists and we can all make our own money, we still want to be wooed and treasured.
What if a guy doesn't know that you like him? He's some oblivious person that doesn't really know you. What do? Can you not ask him out? He said, no, don't ask him out, but this is what you do. You tell him to ask you out. So it doesn't mean be a wallflower, but you can go up to him, here's a little tip, and say, we would have a really good time. You should really ask me out sometime.
Wow, that's bold.
So yeah, cast the net, but don't look desperate. And he says, and don't fake being busy and being, fabulous. Really be that. We're preaching now as if we're relationship gurus. I have done that many times. I happened to be with someone who came after me and did everything that he was supposed to, but prior to that, I was definitely the girl who waited till the end of the party at times to be with the guy that I liked, and only when I was the other girl being asked out by a guy who ditched everyone else who was chasing after him did I realize what it was like to be on the other side and how foolish I had been in the past.
So don't make excuses for the other person. I think that's what I did in the past, that when I was treated less than I deserved, I'd say, oh, it's because he's busy. Oh, it's because, his family is going through a lot of stuff. Oh, it's because he's going through a lot of stuff. Yeah. I could think of every reason.
Meanwhile, you're going through torture, romantic torture. Yeah, and the minute you start making excuses for that person, and he's so busy, and, well, he has emotional issues, what about you? Are you chopped liver? Sex question. When I talked to Greg Behrendt, he said, by the way, also don't run into sex. Ladies, wait 10 dates. This 3-day rule is total bullshit. Life is long. Wait 10, have a build-up.
Whose 3-day rule is this? I've never even heard of the 3-day rule.
I've never heard of the 3-day rule.
Really?
3-date rule?
Yeah, the 3-date rule.
Oh.
Like the phone call rule. Really? I didn't make this up myself. I got it from Greg Behrendt.
I think in response to your 3-day, 10 dates, I think that just feeds into the whole, like, women setting themselves up for disappointment and worry. Like, okay, so you wait 10 dates. But maybe he doesn't phone you after date number 9 and you think, I waited too long and I lost out. Or maybe you...
But what if he did leave you because you waited too long? Then what kind of guy is he?
Exactly.
I would think, I'm actually more traditional again. I actually believe that it's better to wait until marriage because sex is a huge, intimate act.
Well, for me, I wouldn't want to wait till marriage because I'd want to know if I was sexually compatible with the person. But I do agree, we had this discussion when we were talking about Rihanna, that, you know, sometimes you are attracted to a person physically and you really just want to sleep with them. So if a guy just thinks you're hot and really wants to sleep with you and you rush into that, then there's nothing else. He hasn't gotten to know you enough to really want anything else from you yet. Now, on the question of moving on, let's say you know he's not into you because we're not dumb, and Greg Burrell will tell you himself, this is common sense. What if you can't? What about, I want to make this useful for some girlfriends that I have right now who know the guy's not into them, but they're just hanging on and they want to make him be into them, or are just not able to let go because you're used to, you know, the phone calls or the comfortable situation. Do you have any tips for letting go and moving on?
I would say surround yourself with some girlfriends who will celebrate who you are and tell you how fabulous you are, how much you deserve to be loved and treated, and then set up like a support team so that when you do drop the balls or stop calling the guy and you draw that line, you're not just left hanging there by yourself. I definitely think a support network is key to leaving a situation like that, and also finding out what is so great about you. Find out your hobbies. Don't center your whole life on building a relationship. Go and discover your secret hidden talents that you don't even know you have. Date yourself. Romance yourself. I totally believe that you should go out on coffee dates with yourself and go for walks and explore the city. There's so many fun things you can do alone. And when you celebrate life by yourself, you realize that you don't need that other person. When you don't need that other person, it's more likely that that other person is going to appear.
Okay, so we obviously have a lot to say on this topic, and we'd love to hear what you have to say. Your story, share yours, and we'll share ours in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.